There is no room for distractions now. Something urgent is about to be revealed. Something that cannot wait another day or even a single night. Archangel Michael is on watch, and this time he was not sent out of routine or by chance. What was seen in her son's room, a seemingly ordinary object, is about to trigger a sequence of events beyond human control. This is no exaggeration. Life is full of signs, yet almost no one pays attention to them. What was once a whisper has now become an alarm. You know that feeling, that deep, unshakable sense that something is not right, though you cannot explain why. The heavens are signaling where the danger lies, and to ignore that message could be costly. People rarely believe that danger could be so close, hidden in the details of everyday life. It is easy to become lost in the rush and the worries, but there are forces that exploit routine to act. Miguel saw it, and it wasn't just a passing glance. He identified the exact moment the object was placed there. Perhaps it was a gift, something forgotten, or an item seemingly harmless. Yet it carries a spiritual energy that no one has noticed. Your child's room is not just a physical space. It is an invisible battlefield. And today, you must act before it is too late. It is no coincidence that you are hearing this now. Heaven is granting you an opportunity to intervene, to protect the one you love in ways beyond human understanding. Danger does not announce its arrival. It infiltrates silently, through distractions that seem normal. Michael was not sent to instill fear, but to warn you that the time has come to break the cycle of carelessness, to open your eyes to what lurks in plain sight. Your child's future, their peace, their rest depend on your decision. The heavens are already moving. Now you must act. You have likely noticed how some rooms in your home carry a heaviness, as if the atmosphere has shifted. Objects, gifts, souvenirs, ornaments carry more than memories. Some open portals, attracting presences and activating energies that operate in silence. Archangel Michael is showing you precisely that. Your child's room has become the target of an influence that must be eliminated. The object in question may seem simple, a toy, an antique, something purchased on a trip, or received from someone whose intentions were not entirely clear. The spiritual realm thrives in the unnoticed, concealed within the ordinary. What no one realizes is that while the family sleeps, unseen doors remain open for uninvited visitors. God has granted you authority over your home, not to live in fear, but to act with wisdom. If you have never considered that something so seemingly insignificant could hold such power, the time has come to confront the invisible with the courage of one who knows heaven stands behind them. Now, I ask something different of you. If this message has resonated, if something inside you whispers, "This is for me," subscribe to the channel. Not for vanity, not for statistics, but so you can continue to receive these warnings before danger fully manifests. Moreover, share in the comments if you have ever felt an object shift the atmosphere in your home, or notice something unusual in your child's room. You need not give details, simply write, "I've been through that before," or "I want help." This community exists to unite in prayer and support. Here, no one judges. We only protect. Have you noticed how some nights seem longer? How your child's sleep is restless and disturbed? They suddenly wake up frightened, cry without cause, hesitate before stepping into certain corners of their room, or describe a presence near their bed. Perhaps they dismiss it as imagination, influenced by television or friends. But the truth is that the spiritual realm does not distinguish between adults and children. The most sensitive little ones perceive what no one else sees. That silent object continues to emit signals, detectable only to those who are truly attentive. Archangel Michael has witnessed children affected by the simplest things. Tiny gaps, seemingly innocent oversights that invite unnecessary forces into their space. How many parents have regretted too late not listening to the first cry for help? An ignored nightmare, a casual comment like, "Mom, is someone in my room?" Or an inexplicable fear of sleeping alone. Miguel has intervened in stories like these. In some cases, the warning arrived in time and everything transformed. In others, carelessness left marks that were difficult to erase. The problem lies not only in the object itself, but in what it represents. An unintentional invitation to that which does not belong. It does not matter where the object came from, to whom it once belonged, or its sentimental value. When heaven reveals danger, wisdom demands obedience. The spiritual realm is real, even if few wish to discuss it at the dinner table. Some situations can be resolved only through action, courage, and prayer. God does not intend to frighten you. He needs you to awaken before it is too late. Children are protected, yet parents are called to watch, to cleanse, to discern what each object, each detail, brings into the home. This is a love that transcends affection. It is active protection, mature decision-making, care for the unseen. Danger rarely announces itself, but divine protection always sends signals. Have you noticed unexplained changes in your child's behavior? Strange episodes that no one could explain? Leave a comment. Even just one word. He changed. He has strange dreams. He doesn't sleep. Your experience may be the revelation that opens another parent's eyes, ensuring they receive this warning in time. If you have overcome something similar before, share how you did it. Your story may be the answer someone is seeking right now. We often forget that life's greatest battles unfold where no one sees. Your child's room, meant to be a sanctuary of dreams, may unknowingly become the stage of silent spiritual conflicts. Archangel Michael has already entered many homes. He has seen parents concerned only with what is visible, the cleanliness, the tidiness, the arrangement of toys, while overlooking what truly defines the peace of an environment, the invisible atmosphere. The object Miguel saw does not bear threatening colors. It does not glow in the dark, nor does it make a sound. It sits there quietly, yet it functions as an antenna, transmitting frequencies that no human eye can detect, yet leaving deep imprints upon a child's emotional and spiritual well-being. Some may call this superstition, dismissing it as exaggeration. But how many times has reason failed to explain the chills, the sudden panic, the noises in the middle of the night? Science provides answers to many things, but the unseen has never been measured in a laboratory. It is a battleground known only to those who understand that spirituality is not folklore, but an undeniable reality. Miguel sensed danger in your child's room. It was not by chance. There are objects steeped in past stories, laden with intentions, carrying energies that infiltrate homes under the guise of gifts, travel souvenirs, and decorative pieces. Sometimes, all it takes is a simple keychain, a framed picture, or a piece of clothing to weaken a home's natural protection. While many sleep peacefully, oblivious to what surrounds them, battles rage around their children's beds. Frequent nightmares, fear of the dark, sudden changes in behavior, these may all be echoes of a hidden presence. It is not enough to pray. We must act. Heaven has already taken the first step by sending you this warning. Now, God desires to restore peace to your home, but it requires your courage to go beyond the natural and confront the unseen. Archangel Michael is ready to help you discern what must remain and what must be removed. Have you ever experienced or known someone who faced a similar situation? Share your story. How did you overcome it? Did you let go of something, conduct a spiritual cleansing, or change habits in your home? Your testimony might transform another family. If you want, tell us where the strangest or most significant object that ever entered your home came from, because every home carries a story like that. Removing a single object may seem small, but it can be one of the most powerful decisions you ever make for your child's life. Archangel Michael knows this is not about superstition or paranoia. It is about spiritual responsibility. Many parents believe protecting their children means providing a good school, healthy food, and trustworthy friends, but they often neglect the environment where their children rest their minds and hearts. A spiritually clean room is an invisible fortress, where rest is deep, dreams are peaceful, and fear finds no refuge. If, upon hearing this message, you feel the urge to check every corner of your child's room, trust that intuition. An object unnoticed for years could be the channel through which sleepless nights, anxiety attacks, and unexplained difficulties entered. Do not underestimate the power of a prayer-guided cleansing. Miguel does not act alone. He counts on your sensitivity and your courage to release what no longer serves you. The secret is not to discard everything impulsively, but to pray, seek discernment, and ask heaven what must leave so that peace may reign once more. Many families have seen incredible transformations after making a simple yet profound decision. Their child smiled again. The nightmares ceased. The energy of the home shifted. There is no such thing as an insignificant object when it comes to spiritual doorways. Even the most trivial items can carry memories, bonds, and intentions that do not align with your family's purpose. God is attentive to details, caring for even the smallest things, and Michael is ready to guide you through every step of this cleansing. If you have already done a spiritual cleansing, share the results in the comments. If you feel the need to do one, declare here, "I want to restore peace to my home," so that others may be inspired to pray with you. This community exists to support, to offer wisdom, and to strengthen those weary of battling alone. Every experience is a key for someone unsure of where to begin. Many people do not realize it, but there are nights when heaven halts everything just to watch over your home. Archangel Michael has stood guard at the doorway of your child's room, attentive to every breath, every movement, every disturbance. While adults perceive these nights as ordinary, in the spiritual realm, they are battlegrounds. While you sleep, angels position themselves to protect what is most valuable. But even the smallest breach can become a gateway for anxiety, fear, and emotional exhaustion. That is why Miguel did not hesitate to bring you this warning. Picture the scene. All is quiet, the house at peace, but suddenly the atmosphere shifts. An unexplained chill, a strange noise in the hallway, your child stepping into the living room saying they cannot sleep. These seemingly minor details may be evidence of an invisible battle in the very place where peace should reign. Archangel Michael is an expert at perceiving these movements, and when he is given divine authorization, he intervenes before darkness takes hold. However, there are moments when the angel requires your yes, your decision to cleanse, to bless, to rebuke what no longer belongs. Attentive parents recognize the value of intercession, the bedtime prayer, the gentle worship music in the background, the blessings spoken aloud over their children's sleep. These are not empty rituals but real defenses. Every word spoken within that room builds a protective wall, and every decision to remove what disrupts harmony strengthens God's presence in that space. Tonight, Miguel may be standing at the doorway once again. waiting for you to take the necessary step to break the cycle of anxiety. Have you ever felt compelled to pray over your child's room or any other space in your home? Write in the comments, "I pray for my home," or share an experience where you felt a shift in atmosphere after prayer. Your testimony could strengthen many families, reminding them that they are not alone in this battle. Sometimes that cherished gift, that travel souvenir, or even an heirloom passed down from a relative seems like just another decorative element. Yet every object carries a history, an origin, an embedded energy, and therein lies the risk. Archangel Michael has witnessed situations where a simple ornament carried remnants of sorrow, energies from dark places, or the intentions of individuals who did not desire peace for their family. This is not paranoia, it is discernment. The invisible is revealed in the details no one notices. Have you ever felt an unsettling chill when touching an object? Did you sense a heaviness entering your home after bringing something new inside? Children are often the first to perceive these shifts, instinctively rejecting objects adults insist on keeping. Why? Because their spirits are more sensitive, unclouded by logic, and more receptive to what lies beneath appearances. If your child shows discomfort toward a toy, a painting, or a piece of clothing, pay attention. It could simply be personal preference, or it could be much more. Miguel does not measure the value of an object by its price, but by the history it carries. Items originating from places of sorrow, suffering, and conflict can serve as conduits for emotions no parent wants lingering near their child. Even gifts given by well-meaning friends and family can carry unconscious intentions that weigh upon your home. Heaven's counsel is clear. Keep only what brings peace, joy, and lightness into your space. Have you ever heard a story about someone who felt immediate relief after removing an object from their home? Share it in the comments. Tell us what changed, what the object was, where it came from. Your experience could serve as a warning or inspiration for another parent. And if you still have doubts about something in your home, ask God for discernment. Miguel is ready to guide you, but the final decision remains yours. Not everyone believes it, but the energy of an environment directly influences the health, sleep, and behavior of its occupants, especially children. Archangel Michael has seen homes where simply removing a few objects transformed the entire atmosphere. What was once heavy, chaotic, full of arguments, became light, peaceful, full of rest. God cares about the details, and in heaven, even the smallest details matter. At times, a polluted environment disrupts rest, bringing sleepless nights, inexplicable fears, and tearful awakenings with no known cause. The object Miguel has pointed out is not just a physical thing, it carries spiritual weight. The presence of certain objects in a home can grant unseen forces permission to linger. Your home should be the safest place in the world, a sanctuary of peace. It's not enough to invest in beautiful furniture or a picture-perfect decor if the spiritual atmosphere is compromised. God desires to restore lightness to your home, and the first step is removing anything that carries unnecessary weight. Sometimes a simple gesture, a prayer, opening the windows, playing worship music, blessing every corner, can change everything. Do not hesitate to act. The courage of a parent to protect the spiritual environment of their child is one of the greatest expressions of love. True spirituality is not just belief, it is practice. Bless the objects, pray for each space, and speak words of life over your child's room. Miguel watches closely, hoping you will trust this process. How often have we ignored intuition, dismissing it as exaggeration, only to later realize the warning was real? God speaks through discomfort, unease, and that persistent thought that refuses to leave you until you act. Have you ever felt the atmosphere in your home shift, growing heavy and later becoming lighter after a spiritual cleansing? Share your experience. How did you do it? What changed? What did you learn? Your testimony can be a revelation for other families, proving that miracles happen in the smallest details. Never underestimate the power of shifting the atmosphere. When heaven moves, even the air feels different. Children are uniquely attuned to these changes, sensing what adults often overlook. They instinctively perceive when an object disrupts their rest, when the atmosphere in a room becomes charged. Archangel Michael has seen children suddenly grow anxious, change moods inexplicably, or develop fears that seem to come out of nowhere. You might think it's just a phase, but heaven knows. Children perceive the invisible. That is why their spiritual care must be heightened. Many parents dismiss the signs, the refusal to sleep in their own room, recurring nightmares, attachment to keeping the lights on, silent crying with no apparent reason. But these seemingly minor details, when put together, indicate something is amiss. Miguel comes near in these moments, guiding parents toward the root of the problem. The object identified by heaven may be small, hidden among toys, or even a well-meaning gift that was meant to bring joy but instead has ushered in anxiety. Children's sensitivity is a divine gift, a finely tuned spiritual radar. Honoring this sensitivity means protecting not only their physical well-being, but most importantly, their souls. When you acknowledge their fears and listen to their concerns, even when they seem incomprehensible to adults, you create space for heaven to act and restore the environment. The worst thing a parent can do is dismiss, mock, or downplay these signs. If Miguel is warning you, there is still time to protect, to restore, to bring back the restful sleep and joy your child's room should embody. Have you noticed subtle changes in your child's behavior? Share your experience. What did you notice? What steps did you take? Your testimony can help other parents recognize their child's sensitivity as a precious gift to the entire family. If you feel led to pray, talk, or simply embrace your child, do not hesitate. Heaven rewards those who protect what they love most. There is a force greater than any object, influence, or adversity, the spiritual authority of a parent. Archangel Michael knows that when a father or mother stands firm in this authority, no door remains open to harm, and no oppressive atmosphere can persist. God has entrusted parents with the sacred mission of blessing, protecting, and declaring life and peace over every part of their home, especially their children's rooms. This authority does not come from formulas, but from an intimate connection with heaven. It is faith in action, revealed through small daily acts of love and prayer. Often, people delegate their spiritual responsibilities, relying on others to pray or seeking specialists when problems spiral out of control. But Michael reminds you, the most powerful word spoken in the spiritual realm is yours, Father. Yours, Mother. You have both the right and the responsibility to pray over your child's room, to bless their bed, to declare protection over their sleep, and to rebuke any darkness that tries to encroach. This is not an empty ritual. It is a practice of love and divine care. Perhaps you've never considered the impact of your words, but a simple prayer, spoken with sincerity, can change the atmosphere completely, banishing oppressive influences and restoring peace. Miguel is by your side in this mission. He does not act alone. He moves with you, reinforcing the power your faith activates. God does not expect perfection, only presence, attentiveness, and a willingness to fight for your child's well-being. Take a bold step today. Enter your child's room. Pray aloud. Bless each object. Ask heaven for discernment. to reveal what must be removed for peace to reign once more. Then share in the comments. What did you feel? Did anything shift? Did you notice a difference in your child's sleep? Your experience can instruct, inspire, and strengthen other parents. Heaven moves powerfully when love and authority align. Few things are as breathtaking as witnessing heaven respond in tangible ways, changing the entire atmosphere of a home within hours. Archangel Michael has seen households undergo sudden transformations, children finally sleeping peacefully, tears ceasing, smiles returning. A deep sense of relief fills the air, as if an invisible weight has been lifted all at once. God does not delay when faith and action walk hand in hand. Removing an object may seem insignificant, but in the spiritual realm, its impact is immediate and profound. Many doubt that simple gestures can yield such powerful results, yet the truth remains. Obedience fuels miracles. When you say yes to heaven's warning, no matter how small the action may seem, the supernatural unfolds. Archangel Michael has entered scenes of turmoil, and through a single act of courage, he has witnessed heaven release waves of peace beyond explanation. The spiritual realm is not distant. It is not unreachable. It is only one decision away. You may begin to notice subtle changes. Your child breathing easier, their sleep lighter, their energy renewed upon waking. A cleansed atmosphere brings restoration. Even the pets in your home may seem calmer. A quiet confirmation that when heaven intervenes, everything is renewed. God does not act halfway. Where His presence enters, transformation follows. Do not expect recognition from others. The clearest signs of change unfold within your home, away from the spotlight, felt first within the walls that shelter your family. That silent transformation is evidence that protection has been reestablished, that Archangel Michael now stands guard over an environment cleansed and prepared to receive even greater blessings. Have you ever experienced a shift like this? Share your testimony in the comments. What was it like before? What changed? What did your child say, or how did they feel? Declaring that experience is more than a story. It is a testimony before heaven, a source of strength for other parents who are still hesitant to take action. The miraculous always finds those willing to obey. Sometimes a seemingly harmless gift, a souvenir from a trip, or an inherited object feels like nothing more than a decorative element in a room. But every object carries a history, an origin, an energy, and therein lies the risk. Archangel Michael has seen homes where a single ornament carried echoes of sorrow, energies from heavy environments, or the intentions of people who did not wish peace upon your family. This is not paranoia. It is discernment. The invisible reveals itself in the details no one notices. Have you ever felt an unexplainable chill upon touching something? Did the atmosphere in your home shift after bringing in a new object? Children are often the first to sense it, instinctively rejecting things adults insist on keeping. And why is that? Because their spirits remain sensitive, unclouded by logic, and open to perceiving the truth beyond appearances. If your child feels uncomfortable with a toy, a painting, or an item of clothing, pay attention. It may simply be a matter of preference, but it might also signify something greater. Miguel does not judge the value of an object by its price, but by the story it carries. Objects that originate from places of sorrow, grief, or spiritual unrest can become conduits for emotions no parent wants near their child. Even well-intentioned gifts from close friends or family can unknowingly weigh upon the atmosphere of your home. Heaven's guidance is clear. Keep in your home only what radiates peace, joy, and lightness. Have you or someone you know ever felt immediate relief after removing an object from your home? Share that experience. What changed? What the object was? Where it came from? Your story may serve as a warning or an inspiration for another caring parent. And if you still have doubts about an object, seek discernment. Ask God. Miguel is ready to guide you, but the final decision is always yours. Some objects enter a home carrying layers of history, memories of travels, loved ones, or significant moments. But not everything from the past belongs in the present, especially in a child's sacred space. The spiritual realm moves through open doors, reawakened memories, and activated emotions. Sometimes it's a forgotten box, an old photograph, an object you dismissed as insignificant. Yet its presence shifts the energy in the room. This is not about erasing the past, but choosing what aligns with your present. Do not allow pain to revisit your home through forgotten things. God wants to renew not just your home, but the generational ties that connect your family. Miguel helps you discern what remains only out of attachment. What has run its course? What truly builds your child's life? You may think this is an exaggeration, but how often have you noticed an object shift the atmosphere of a room? Have you ever removed something old, only to feel the house breathe differently? Is the room suddenly lighter? Even the mood of the family improves? Sometimes the past must be cleared away before the new can enter. The secret is listening to your heart, seeking heaven's wisdom, and finding the courage to release what no longer serves you. Miguel does not reveal these things to create guilt, but to open doors to what is light, healthy, and blessed. Have you ever hesitated between keeping something old or letting go of a memory that weighed heavily on your home? Share your journey. Did you feel relief, nostalgia, or an unseen transformation? Your experience may be the exact message another parent needs to hear in order to release renewal into their home today. Every house has doors, some visible, others perceived only by the heart. Archangel Michael understands the movement of spiritual doors, open to what builds, closed to what threatens peace, balanced in protection and restoration. When you decide to remove an object, to say farewell to something that no longer belongs, something shifts in the unseen realm. Your child's room ceases to be a place of unrest. It becomes a sanctuary of healing, growth, and rest. This transformation does not require grand ceremonies. It begins in small, quiet acts of courage. It is natural to fear loss, to question whether removing something is excessive, to wonder what others might think. But every choice made in favor of peace is rewarded. Heaven cherishes silent decisions, the ones no one applauds, yet Miguel witnesses up close. When you close the doors to the past, to fear, to misplaced energies, you create space for new blessings to arrive unchallenged. God loves homes where every corner breathes lightness, where children dream without burden, where families find refuge. Sometimes the hardest part is explaining your decision to others. But remember, only you truly feel the atmosphere of your home. Only you understand your child's heart. Heaven does not demand explanations. It asks for courage. And Miguel, who has witnessed transformations in countless homes, assures us that the new cycle cannot begin without your yes. Leave behind what no longer makes sense. It could be an object, a memory, or a routine that needs to change. What door did you close? And what new blessing arrived afterward? Share in the comments the simple decision that made you feel God's renewed presence in your home. These exchanges strengthen homes, inspire other families, and build a community of faith. Every testimony is an invitation to start anew. Now that you've come this far, you realize how everything changes when you have the courage to listen to the invisible and act. This warning was no coincidence. It was protection. It was heaven's love for your family. Archangel Michael does not manifest in vain. When he brings a warning, it is because there is something precious to protect. Your child, your home, your peace of mind. They are worth every movement, every release, every prayer. Starting today, your home carries a new testimony. The story of someone who was not afraid to act, who understood that healthy homes are built with simple attitudes and firm decisions. Perhaps the atmosphere feels lighter now. Perhaps the fears have dissipated. Perhaps your child's sleep has finally returned to peace. Notice the difference. The good silence, the fresh lightness, the confident look of someone who feels truly safe. Transformation does not always arrive with thunderous signs. Often it is found in a small sigh, an unexpected smile, a quiet feeling that everything is finally okay. That is God tending to the details. That is Michael ensuring no gaps remain open. Let's celebrate this new cycle together. Subscribe to the channel, not out of obligation, but because here you will find a community that supports, learns, and grows together. What changed after receiving this warning? What item did you remove? How did your family react? What did you feel? Share in the comments what you've learned. Your testimony is a light for other parents and families, each story paving the way for new miracles. And don't stop here. Share this message with someone who needs it. Tag a friend. Send it to your family group, because protection is multiplied when shared. If you'd like to suggest topics, ask questions, or share experiences for future messages, feel free. This space is a place where we all grow together,